Let's review a topic we have discussed before: how to make an inference. Why do inferences matter? Making inferences as a reader is so important because there are so many things the author does not tell you. If you do not infer as you read, you will have no idea what is really happening, and you will be unable to really get into the book you are reading. We make inferences all of the time. The sky is dark in the middle of the day. I can infer that it might rain. My mom is yelling my name from inside of my room. I can infer that she might be angry with me. Your teacher calls your name while you are talking to a friend in class during her lesson. What can you infer? If you said that you can probably infer your teacher would like you to stop talking and pay attention to her lesson, you'd be right. How do we make inferences? So inferences are made when we combine text clues with background knowledge, what we already know, to create an original idea, which is otherwise known as our inference. Let's try this out with a book we've been reading, Night of the Spadefoot Toad by Bill Harley. Please take out your text and follow along while I read a section of page 61. As I do, I'm going to be noticing the text clues about Mrs. Tibbets, combining it with my background knowledge, and stating my inference about Mrs. Tibbets, which is my original idea. Boots and raincoats are piled on top of the boxes. Spades and shovels and nets like the ones used for hauling in fish after they're caught have been thrown in anywhere they'll fit. Mrs. Tibbets gathers the books and papers from the passenger seat and crams them between two boxes in the back. So, the first clue that I notice is that she has spades and shovels and nets, and she gathers the books and papers from the passenger seat. I'm going to combine this now with my background knowledge. This reminds me of my dad. He always has a lot of outdoor things in the car and has to shove them places when we need trunk space. So now I'm going to state my inference, my idea about Mrs. Tibbets. I can infer that Mrs. Tibbets really loves the outdoors and is messy. Now you try. You will need a copy of Spadefoot Toads, your reader's notebook, and I want you to create this making an inference graphic organizer in your reader's notebook. I'll be reading aloud on page 64 and making inferences about Ben. Please feel free to pause the lesson while you get ready. What's that? He asks, pointing. Mrs. Tibbets shakes her head and says, "It's a snake cage." Ben's ears perk up. "Are there snakes in there?" "Yes, my husband kept them." "What kind?" "It doesn't matter," Mrs. Tibbets said. "You must leave them alone and not go near them." "But are they?" "I'm dead serious. Don't go near the cage. Do you understand me?" Ben nods. Okay, take a moment and jot down the text clues that you noticed, what it made you think about, and your idea about Ben. So, if you notice that Ben's ears perk up when he hears Mrs. Tibbets talk about snakes, and he also asks lots of questions, that would be a really good text clue. Combine that with your background knowledge. So, people ask questions when they are curious, and when you perk up, it means that you heard something you are interested in. Finally, I'll state my inference. Ben is really curious about the snakes and might not listen to Mrs. Tibbets' warning. Remember, inferences can be made about so many different things in the text. So if your inference was different, that's okay. As long as you can back it up with text clues and combine it with your background knowledge, it will definitely be fine. So when you are making an inference as a reader, you need to look for text clues, combine it with your background knowledge, and create your inference. Making inferences is going to be an essential skill as a reader, especially as you move on to identifying character traits, because all of that is based on making inferences. Good luck, and I look forward to finding out more about what you think about the text you're reading.